So I want to start off with I really didn't know what I was going to talk about today, but I've decided to go ahead and freestyle this today. And what I'm going to talk about is my passion for what I'm doing and why I'm doing this. One thing that I've realized recently, especially with my kids, is that they're not really into social media anymore because it's just too fake. There's no realness in it, and but they're so willing to listen and learn and hear the stories from my childhood and be inspired by them. In fact, I've got a daughter that likes to uh, travel across the country and transfer to different stores with the company that she works with, so she can be in a new place. Um, so I kind of want to talk about how I want to be what I want to call the anti influencer, which to me means that there's so much going on online right now where it's fake, it's not real, it's showing things that are not really happening, and the younger generation really kind of is hating this right now, and they don't want a part of it. They want the realness. They want to hear the stories. Then on top of that, we have a whole generation of elders right now that really have gone through a period where people aren't really listening, and so they haven't had a chance to tell their story, to share the story with their children and grandchildren, because of social media and just wanting the distractions. But we're coming around. We're coming around to where the youngest, the 18 to 22 year olds, is the range of my kids, are wanting more to be more real, to really hear and understand what real passion is, what real inspiration is. So that's what I'm working on. Um, and how I want to do this is I want to interview people and I want to tell their stories and then put them on Facebook and put them on YouTube so they can share and watch and learn and be inspired by real lives that have happened. So the first one that you got was Scott Adams, and I do have a few more lined up, and it's just a matter of working in the time to get there. Um, but I've grown up basically in a fishing family, so honestly, stories are part of it, right? Um, but my dad told so many wonderful stories. My um, my dad's good friend told so many wonderful stories that inspired my life to be able to go out and travel and see things and learn things, and that's really my ultimate goal. Is not only do I want to tell the stories that are here near me, local, but I want to tell stories all across the country. I'm trying to set up a system where I can travel across the country and capture people's stories. But that's only the halfway step. I really want to get to a point where I want to go, say, to the Philippines or to Vietnam or to Germany or something, and interview older people there and capture their story as well and tell their stories. I just want it all over. I just want to be all over. I want to tell the story. So I'm going to do my hardest to be really strong, get really good at this. I'm kind of at an advanced age myself. I'm over 50, so I know there's going to be difficulties in that. But I think if I throw myself into this and do this really hard, um, it's going to be a most amazing thing. And I'm really happy that you guys are joining me in this journey. I really appreciate it. Any subs is going to help me move forward more. So I really appreciate that a whole bunch. So um, when I was young, I used to listen to stories, and I used to hear the stories of my dad and his friends going out and being across the road. My dad used to go to Alaska and fish all the time until I was old enough to go with him. Um, and I've got stories about where I would be really sad that he would leave, and then be really happy when he came back. But then my dad's friends have stories about going to different countries of the world and doing things like digging for treasures and stuff like that. So there are so many stories that were filled in my head as I was growing up, and I really, really, really want to bring that to the forefront again. In the past, stories were so important in order to pass down information, morals, uh, ways of life, And right now, we're at a point where we're not doing that anymore because we're more into social media. We're more into looking up things, and then we get distracted and entertained, and so we never really hear the inspiration. So let's bring that back. Let's tell these stories. Let's inspire a whole new generation to grow and to um, get out there and just try new things. Take a different path. Meet a stranger. Um, just live a full life. Live a life where you want to tell your story down to your children. I did this, and they want to tell their grandchildren. I did this. Grandfather did this. That's how it used to be. Grandfather used to tell stories, or grandparents used to tell stories, and then um, parents would tell the stories to their children, and it just passes down the line. But I think what I'm really trying to get at in a lot of ways, and this is going to be the personal side of things. I want four aspects to my business. The personal side of things, or the family side of things, um, can be an internal thing where I record that video for you, and it's going to be like an hour long interview, and then I save that internally, and it's not shared publicly, so you can pass that down to your kids. They can watch it, and the grandchildren, they can watch it. And one of the greatest things is that you get to watch it in their voice. You get to hear their voice. You get to see their expressions as they tell the story, which is something that gets lost. And right now, it's getting lost way too much because nobody's listening right now. So let's listen. Let's tell the story and let's listen. Um, because honestly, one day, you hear your dad's story and your dad tells a story, and you imagine him telling that story, but you want to tell your kids, yeah, this is what your grandfather used to do. But it's hard, and you kind of get sad that they can't experience a story from him because the way he told it. So if they can, wouldn't that just be awesome? So let's do that. And then I also want to do a business side of things where I'll go in and I'll interview the company itself, the founders, the employees, and then we'll create a video around that about the genuineness, the uniqueness, the passion for you to start that business, and that'll bring you so much more to life when people come to your business and want to do business with you. Then I will also take 10 short form videos, and I will create um, create short forms basically, and you can use those in your business as well. So that's going to be the second thing. And then I also want to do one for inspiring first responders, and I want them to tell their stories. Whether it's PTSD or just life things that happen, but they also want to inspire a newer generation to take the mantle, to be out there for the people. And then also a personal. So sometimes you don't have a family. Sometimes you've taken the option of traveling the world and doing all these things, and you want to pass down what you've done, but you want to keep going. You don't want to just stop to do social media all the time. You want to experience it. There was a part of a movie where there was a photographer, and he's sitting on top of a hill, and he's got a ghost cat in his camera, and a guy comes up to him, and he's like, yeah, look. And he's like, well, why don't you why don't you take the pitch? He goes, sometimes it's just better here, you know so the person who's on the journey sometimes just wants to keep going on that journey. They don't want to take the time to take the time out, or interrupt their moment in order to try to get a social media post, and honestly, that happens way too much, and then you're out of the moment, and it just doesn't seem as real anymore. Some people just want to stay in the moment. So later, when you come back, we can do that interview, and you could share that moment. You could relive that moment, and then you could share it with others and inspire them. That's the personal one. So personal, first responders, family, and business, and then also, I guess, military. I mean, military, I guess, go along with first responders in this style. So that's what I want to do. That's my passion. I want to do it anywhere in the world. I want to travel over the world and capture these from all over, not only the United States, but I want to be in other countries and do this too. That's kind of the higher level steps that I'm trying to reach. So I really appreciate if you want to be a part of this journey, because I do find it to be worthwhile and amazing. And I know I'm kind of getting older myself, but I do feel like as long as I can keep myself in good shape and eat right, I could do this for another 15, 20 years. And I really hope that you want to be a part of this journey. And I really hope you enjoy it. This could be amazing. Actually, it's going to be amazing. I'm not going to say could be, because it's going to be amazing. So thank you for joining. Let's do this. Let's inspire. And remember, be a cruiser, not a crotch rocket. Enjoy the journey, man. Build your legacy. Boom.